anytime we went out, coach said we can't have bread.
Oh.
Like, and if you did, you could have like half a breadstick or something like that.
So, I didn't realize that.
So if you have like something like super heavy, that's not necessarily gonna help you the day of a game.
I'm Dalia Colón, and this is The Zest. Citrus, seafood, Spanish flavor, and Southern charm. The Zest celebrates cuisine and community in the Sunshine State. Today's guest has a pretty cool job, professional basketball player. And I think I have a pretty cool job too, professional podcaster. And I need to say thank you to you for listening because you make my job possible. The Zest is a public media podcast, which means we rely on support from listeners just like you to enable us to do what we do and bring you these fun stories. And so if you can chip in $5 or $10, that would really go a long way to ensure the future of this podcast. You can find a link to donate in the show notes or on our website, thezestpodcast.com. And as a thank you, we will send you a cool Zest sticker. So it's a win-win. Thanks in advance. To interview today's guest, I didn't even have to leave my house. I am chatting with my stepdaughter, Ariel Colón. She is a professional basketball player. How cool is that? Now, Ariel has been playing basketball since she was in elementary school, which is when we first met. And she has not stopped. She has played throughout high school and college, and now she splits her time between pro teams in Aveiro, Portugal, and Lares, Puerto Rico. She's actually in Puerto Rico right now as you are listening to this. So before she headed back overseas, Ariel and I sat down at home to talk about the role food has played in her basketball career. In this conversation, she shares how her eating habits have evolved over the years, how her diet changes when she's playing overseas, and food advice for us mere mortals.
My name is Ariel Colón. I'm a professional basketball player. I've been playing basketball since I was, I don't even know, like 5 years old. So here I am today being interviewed by my stepmom. Never thought I'd see this day.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're 25.
Oh yeah, I'm 25.
You're from Orlando.
Yes.
Where are you a professional basketball player?
I just finished my first season in Portugal, and I play in Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's so cool. Every time I tell people that, they're like, that's so cool. Okay, so let's back up. How did you get into basketball, and what did you like about it?
I think I naturally fell in love with it. Nobody in my family really played that I looked up to. So it was definitely just me. I like the competitiveness, like the physicality, just the atmosphere. It's very fun being able to like score in people's faces and then like talk your trash to the other team. And being part of a team, I think, is really cool.
Okay, this is a food podcast, but I just wanted people to know where you were coming from. So you played basketball since you were little, through high school, through college at Elon. You graduated from Elon, then got a second bachelor's degree from Florida International University in Miami. Mm-hmm. Elon is in North Carolina. Then played professionally in Puerto Rico and Portugal, and you're getting ready to go back to Puerto Rico and then probably back to Portugal. Okay, so when you were younger, what kind of stuff were you eating?
Well, my mom was always cooking.
Your mom is a good cook.
I was probably eating a lot of home-cooked meals for the most part. Not necessarily like eating out. Like I didn't have a favorite fast food place necessarily. My mom's really not big on fast food places, but...
Okay, shout out to your mom. She has a food truck with your grandmother. What's the name of the food truck?
The Gravy Spoon.
The Gravy Spoon in Orlando. Mm-hmm. Yes, soul food. And then as you got older, when you're older, you have a little bit more agency over what you're eating. Like you're in high school, you have a car. What are you eating then? And you're playing basketball this whole time.
I mean, it really didn't start. Like, I really didn't start getting serious about it until I got hurt because I realized that the healing process and the recovery process had a lot to do with like nutrition as well.
So college.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after you got hurt, you said that's when you realized the importance of nutrition. Now, how did that come about? Because probably coaches had told you before. Nora, your sister, my daughter, is 12, plays volleyball. And I'm always telling her, you know, you need to watch what you're eating, not for like weight gain, but just, you know, you have to fuel your body if you're going to be an athlete.
Right.
So what made it hit home when you got injured?
Just the recovery process, like knowing that that's what it took to come back healthy and help the process move a lot smoother on top of doing the rehab.
Who told you that?
The nutritionist at FIU.
Okay. How old were you?
I was, 23?
You're 25 now.
Right, so I was playing, 22?
Something like that. Okay, so this is pretty recent.
Yeah, that's when she gave me a list of things I could eat and stuff like that.
So what were some of the changes that you made?
It was no processed foods, healthy fats, just clean eats.
So up until that point, had you been preparing a lot of your own food? Obviously, your mom is your mom is an amazing cook, has a food truck as a side hustle with your grandmother. So you were taken care of there. And then in college, I'm guessing you're eating a lot from the cafeteria.
Yeah, at Elon, they have 3 dining halls. So I was always definitely eating good at Elon. And I was always a pretty good eater. I feel like.
I'm a witness.
I didn't necessarily count or look into what I was eating. If I wanted it, I would just eat it.
Yeah. But you would also burn it off.
Right. So I wasn't really tracking what I ate during college necessarily.
No one does. You don't have to.
Right. Yeah.
But it's hard if you have bad habits as you get older.
Right.
You're eating the same, but your body's no, can't do that.
So I didn't know in the past what that was doing to my body necessarily. If I eat this, okay, how is this going to affect me in practice? I wasn't thinking like that.
So talk me through what you eat. Now you're staying with us, so you're doing some of your own cooking. I'm doing some of the cooking, but you're getting ready to go back to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Take me through a day when you're on your own. What does your workout look like? And what are you eating?
Okay, so I wake up. The first thing I put in my body is water because I want to replenish the fluids that I lost during my sleep. So I drink 1 to 2 glasses of water first. I'll usually have something with fiber, something that will help my digestive system throughout the day, whether it's yogurt, oatmeal, some type of granola or fruit following that. So it's pretty basic. It's rare that I have a heavy breakfast. I don't really eat heavy before a workout. I used to, but I don't think it's smart to necessarily have a full meal, your first full meal before you work out, because you don't want to work out feeling bloated or having the itis. You want something that will give you just enough energy to get you through the workout. And then after my workout is when I would come home and eat an actual meal.
How long is your workout?
Depends. Sometimes my workouts last 2 hours.
Yeah, that's
just because I'm doing whatever I want. It's like a playground to me. So I'll do my workout and then I'll follow up with this exercise.
Wait, I want to do some more burpees. I haven't done enough. Okay, so you do your 2 hours of working out.
Yeah.
And then you'll come home and is that when I'm smelling the tuna?
Yes.
Okay, so what exactly is going on there?
So I make a tuna avocado sandwich. There's a place that I went to called Joe and the Juice. They sell tuna sandwiches.
Where was it?
In Miami.
Okay.
And it's really good. So I don't know how I came up with the recipe. Maybe I saw it on Instagram and I started making it and I fell in love with it. It's a go-to. It's easy and it's healthy.
So what's the recipe?
1 can of I use solid white tuna, 1 avocado, olive oil. I use paprika, salt, and pepper. And I mush it together. Kind of like a guac where you mash it and mix it. And then I toast some English muffins, usually whole wheat or whole grain. And then I toast 2 of those, and then I put the avocado tuna inside of it. I like to top it with mustard. The mustard gives it a nice balance. And then I like to use the everything bagel seasoning on top of the spread. And I eat 2 of those. And that's 32 grams of protein right there.
So a normal person would probably eat 1 of those.
A normal person
who did not work out for 2 hours. And then, P.S., go play basketball at the rec center another couple hours.
So I try to work out early enough, 6 hours in between so that my body has time to recover before I actually go work out or play basketball. Because if you go back to back, that's going to be a lot on your body. You could possibly get hurt like that if you train like that and then go play basketball. So you want to give your body 6 hours to recover, relax, doing nothing, and then you want to go burn more energy later on the court.
Okay, and I will say our dog Max gets very excited about getting to lick that empty tuna can for his birthday. That's what we need to get him. Just treat him to a whole can.
He doesn't even need the whole can. You can just give him like half. It's so much tuna, one spoonful.
Okay, so when you go to the gym, people have come up to you. You look like an athlete. How tall are you? Like 5'10", 5'11"?
Yes.
And you look like a fitness model. So people come up to you and they're like, ooh, what are you doing? How can I look like you? But most people don't work out for like 4 hours a day.
Or consistently.
Right. So what advice do you have for like the person who's listening to this at their desk right now, or who's like driving their kids to school and has limited time and energy to devote to this? Like what's the first thing they should change?
I think people expect results just from going to the gym, and they're not even like sure of their habits outside of the gym.
Yeah, you can't out-train a bad diet.
Right, how that could affect them from reaching their goals.
Okay. You have an app. What's the app that you use to check what's in your food?
The Yuka app. Shout out to the Yuka app.
How do you spell that?
Endorsement
deal, please.
YUKA.
Okay, and
My mom told me about it.
And then what does it do?
You can scan anything you buy at the grocery store, and it'll give you a rating from 0 to 100, and it'll come up as bad, poor, good, or excellent. And if it comes up like bad or poor, you can scroll down and it'll give you alternatives as to what's the better option.
Okay.
And it'll tell you why it's bad. Like it's too many additives or too fatty.
Okay. Because some people say, oh, there is no bad food, but you're like, actually there is.
Right. So it's just a good app to see like what's good. It's just a good option.
All right. So that was breakfast, lunch. You talked about some snacks. Dinner, we just kind of are all over the place. When you're cooking for yourself, where do you get ideas for what to make for dinner?
Instagram Reels.
We made some good stuff. We made that chana masala recipe that you found. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You made a pasta recipe the other day. Mm-hmm. Mushrooms. It looked good. People love that stuff. We did not talk about when you're in Puerto Rico or Portugal.
Oh.
So like Puerto Rico, what are your favorites?
You know, that's hard because Puerto Rico's like, they eat pretty bad there.
Well,
like
and your
the
dad
locals
is from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Wepa.
They eat pretty bad there. So
there's a lot of fried stuff in, what's that place called where everything is fried? There's a lot of good stuff too. They have a lot of fruits, veggies, smoothies. Yeah, when I go there, I get like beans and rice.
I love the local spots. They have a lot of local spots where you can just go in and get a nice home cooked meal, usually pretty heavy. So it's like you want to pick and choose like when you want to go there and be smart about that. But other than that, I really like how they have fruit stands. You can just be driving and you'll see a nice big fruit stand on the side of the road. And if you want to rack up on some fruit, you stop there and get you all the fruit you need or want, and you can have that like as a snack. That's a healthy option.
So when you're staying in Puerto Rico, what is the living and eating situation?
I was only there for one season, so during that season we had meals cooked for us for dinner usually by one of the manager's wife. Ooh. She was making us dinner, and it was pretty good. I did feel like heavy.
Yeah,
you know,
that's like vacation. That vacation
they use
feel
a lot
all
of.
The time.
They use a lot of seasonings.
So, like, what's something she made that you really liked, or something that you got at a restaurant?
I don't remember. I had like fish tacos. That was fried though, so we would get vouchers to different restaurants. And
are they the sponsors?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I would get to try like some of their food.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See, the thing is, like, a lot of the foods either had like too much cheese or too much sauce in it,
Right.
too much ranch,
Just too much.
just too much going on.
Too much going on.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize you were getting vouchers from the restaurants that sponsor the games. The team is called Patriotas de Lares. Shout out to them. And then what about like breakfast and lunch? You're living with other women on the team?
Yes.
And then are you all is it like a college situation?
Kind of. We use a shared vehicle, and if you go to the grocery store, everyone's coming with you in the house. So if they need to, obviously.
Okay, so that's Puerto Rico. Now, what about in Portugal?
Totally different.
We went to visit you in Portugal, and you were in Aveiro playing for the Galitos, the Roosters. I love my Galitos hoodie. Thank you so much. My favorite thing that I ate in Portugal were what do you call those little pastries that you get everywhere?
The little circles?
Yeah.
Yes, natas.
Okay, love me some natas.
And a lot of their desserts actually are like used with eggs.
Oh, so it's practically health food.
Egg.
Yeah, they're very like custardy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
so
sweet egg.
yeah. But that was me, not to make it about me. What did you like in Portugal? You were there a lot longer.
I love the food. I love the food. But I realized that I wasn't eating enough, like maybe fiber or enough vegetables in my diets. They would serve meat with rice. Meat, and rice,
cheese.
fries, and salad,
and
which
wine.
wasn't really a salad. It was just like maybe like a couple lettuce.
Some iceberg lettuce. And a glass
shredded
of wine.
carrots.
That's your salad.
And some olive oil and salt, pepper.
Yeah.
But the rest is straight like...
They love their meat and cheese.
Meat and cheese?
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, can I get like an apple?
Can I get some Brussels sprouts? Like, they don't have that.
Right.
They don't have like...
And maybe it's just where you were because you didn't have your own transportation. So I know people are screaming like, hey, I'm from Portugal and I ate salad every day. Like, yes, we know. But when you are sharing a vehicle with people, living with other people, you don't have the same options.
Right.
So like, what were you eating?
And we were eating the same thing. Like, there was one place that we had like 4 meals from that place a week.
Was it a sponsor?
That was that was like a meat place.
That's so crazy.
So meat, rice, and fries. We would have that like all the time. Like, I wasn't cooking for myself.
Yeah.
So I was just eating what was available. And
meat, rice, and fries.
Meat. And if it was a different place, they had different kind of meat and fries. So, I mean, it really got to a point where my stomach was like, yo. So
how did that affect your performance?
I think I was heavy for the most part.
Like, felt heavy, or like heavy. You had gained weight?
I felt heavy on the court. Okay. Like,
what's your position, by the way? We didn't even say that.
A guard, so like not a post player.
People don't know what that means.
But I could like handle the ball and shoot it.
Okay.
So anybody that like brings up the ball or like scores from the outside perimeter, pretty much a guard.
That's you.
A versatile guard.
Okay, should have said that up front. Sorry. This is not a sports podcast. You're like, no kidding. Okay, so you felt heavier. You're getting ready to go back to Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. We're recording this in July, so you're going back in a couple weeks, and then you'll probably go back to Portugal in the fall. So what will you do differently this time, if anything?
I'm definitely going to try to be more intentional about what I put in my body, just to kind of gauge. That way I can gauge like how I feel during this practice or this game. Okay, what did I eat this week?
But how do you do that if you're getting free meat and
I think you really have to like track your days. I think you really have to just track your days, like whether you have a notebook or you do it in your phone. You write down what day it is. You write down what you had for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. What did you snack on? At what time?
Mm-hmm. But where are you going to get the food if you eat the meat and French fries and rice that come from the sponsor and you're like, ooh, my body is not into this? Then what?
Oh, you have to go buy your own groceries.
Okay.
That, or you communicate with the coach, or you communicate with the restaurant like, hey, I'm a vegetarian.
Ooh, that's good. I am a vegetarian, but that is always something you can say
vegan or
for
something.
people to give you, like, hopefully healthier. No, then you'll just get like an extra scoop of rice.
Or pescatarian. So you want to communicate that, and they will make you a side dish.
Oh, that's good.
Something that's probably like just soup or something that's not as with that.
So maybe that's the move. You tell them, look, I'm a pescatarian, I'm a vegetarian, I can't have all this meat.
Or I'm
allergic to French fries.
Hey, do you have broccoli instead of okay. I think that's my next adjustment.
That's a good idea. So what are your goals for the upcoming season?
To make it to playoffs and to make it far. To win, obviously. But, you know, we struggled last year. So we want to make a huge stride this coming season.
Yes, I believe you can do it.
The new pieces that we have.
Yeah.
And to really, like, set the tone in the beginning. It's always harder if you start out slow and on a losing streak, because then it's harder to find that first win. But if you come out like you're supposed to, the more confidence you'll have going into games as a team. Last year, we just started out really slow. But this year's supposed to be different. So I'm kind of just going into it with an open mind.
I like what you said about, you know, you got to set yourself up for success. That's a good lesson, regardless of whether you're a basketball player or not. And then what about long-term goals?
To play as long as I can. That's a goal I have.
Yeah.
Is to play as long as I can and to always, like, be in the best shape that I can be going into each season and being, like, stronger and being faster, being more, just being, like, better than I was the last season.
It's hard.
And then seeing what it brings in the future. And then long-term goal, like, I want to be able to say, like, I played here, there, and
what's on your list? Let me tell you where I would like to be. No, where would you like to play?
I would like to play in Switzerland, Greece, China, Spain.
Ooh, yes.
I just want to experience every country that I can and see what it's like. And playing with people that have been in my shoes, like somebody that I could, like, look up to, and being around, like, great players, I think that would be pretty cool. So.
And all the places you mentioned have great food. Switzerland, Greece, Spain, China.
Yeah. I've never been there.
I haven't either. Well, I've been to Spain, but I would like to experience the food in all of those places. Do people ask you your thoughts on women's basketball?
No.
I'm asking you. What are your thoughts on, like, just the state of women's basketball?
We've made huge strides, I think, when it comes to, like, people watching and stuff. I think we need to, like, support one another more. Like, women basketball players need to support, like, other women basketball players and, like, hype each other up, I guess.
Okay.
There's not enough of the athletes supporting one another. I feel like we're trying to get it all from just people outside of the sport itself, but we're the ones that's playing the sport, so let's talk about it amongst each other, or, like, let's bring each other together.
Well, thanks for being a guest, Ariel Colón. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you for having me.
That was Ariel Colón, pro basketball player and my very own bonus daughter, proud stepmom right here. You can follow Ariel on Instagram at ArielColón_. And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Zest Podcast. That's where you'll find Zest Snacks. This is our series of quick, useful cooking tips from Zest guests because they are so full of great advice. And it's sponsored by Adelaide Interiors. I'm Dalia Colón. I am not a professional basketball player, but I am a podcaster thanks to you. I produce The Zest with Andrew Lucas and Alexandria Ebron. The Zest is a production of WUSF, copyright 2024, part of the NPR network.